Hello viewers and welcome to Novus Talks with me, your host Novus Gorvius. And June is finally here. We are now at what would have been E3, but E3 has been cancelled this year, and in its place, Summer Games Fest is taking place, of course, but Nintendo isn't really a part of that. They haven't made their presence known. We presume they're doing a Direct this year. We expect to hear about a Direct either this week or the following week. My prediction is that we're going to get a Nintendo Direct announced next Friday for a Direct happening on Tuesday the 13th or the 14th, whatever it is. But this isn't about that right now. My predictions will come at a later point. As you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, this is about Metroid Prime 4. Is it time? Back in January or February, whatever it was, Retro Studios updated their banner on Twitter with that concept art of what appears to be Metroid Prime 4. That seems to heavily imply we're going to see the game this year. We haven't seen it yet, and this would be the time that you would show it, especially if you believe that we're going to get Metroid Prime Trilogy this year, or a remake or whatever. Are we about to see Metroid Prime 4? Assuming a Nintendo Direct happens in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Is it about to happen? I do think so. Now more than ever, I think the odds are in our favor. I genuinely believe everything is in place now. The Prime Trilogy, Metroid Prime 4, I've been saying it since day one. That is how the reveal of Metroid Prime 4 would be handled. Sort of showcasing all 4 games all at once, if you will. Exactly like what they did with Bayonetta. And I'm hoping that is the case. And I do believe that is what they're going for. I do think we're going to get a small trailer. We're not going to get anything big. We're not going to get a big, massive blowout for Metroid Prime 4. What I do think is likely to happen, we'll get a short tease. It might not even be gameplay, to be honest. It could be a CG trailer. It's possible. I am thinking it'll be like a minute-long trailer. It might be like the original Breath of the Wild 2 reveal. It might be a few glimpses of new locations and a short little taste of what the story could be, but nothing too remarkable. And maybe it'll say 2023. That's what I think at most. I would love to be wrong. I would love a massive blowout, but I think next E3 is the blowout for that game. I think right now Nintendo just needs to remind us the game exists. Tell us that it's coming out next year, because Metroid Prime Trilogy will tie us over this year. That'll be the main sort of Metroid focus, and I think Metroid Prime 4 will get its time next year. We will get it just as teased, because this technically will be the first look at the game, since all we got before was just a animated JPEG, if you will. But yeah, as I make this video, it's interesting sitting here knowing that I could be on the cusp of finally seeing Metroid Prime 4. Because with Metroid Dread, there was no way to predict 100% that we were about to see the game. Obviously, I made a prediction video. I said, and I went into E3 with the thought in my head that, maybe we could get a new 2D Metroid, and maybe that will be Metroid Dread, but I wasn't certain. Of course I wasn't certain. I had no way of being sure. I always believed Metroid Dread would come back, or more specifically, Metroid 5 would come back. But whether that would specifically be Metroid Dread or whether that would be last E3, I had no way of knowing. Whereas this time, knowing that, and obviously that came out of nowhere, but now, we had that tease from Retro Studios, and we're about to go into what's going to be probably a really huge Nintendo Direct. It's strange knowing that, yeah, I could be going into this almost knowing, being as close to possible as knowing that we're about to see Metroid Prime 4. And it is weird having this feeling since Metroid Dread is already out. Those 2 games, those were the 2 Metroid games everyone's always wanted. We have one of them, now we're waiting on the other. It is really strange knowing we're on the cusp of that, because once we get that big reveal, and obviously I know I just said this won't be the big reveal, but once we get that first look, that reminder the game exists, that's going to stir up a lot of emotions. That's going to be a really powerful moment for me. You saw how much I freaked out over that one image Retro Studios posted. Imagine what a 1-minute trailer gameplay. Imagine what seeing gameplay will do to me. I will probably collapse, to be honest with you. And look, obviously this video is going to look comical if a Nintendo Direct comes around and we don't see Metroid Prime 4. That is a possibility. We have to keep in mind the concept art could have just been a tease. It might not necessarily have been anything to say we'll see the game this year. We do have to keep that in mind, as odd as that outcome may seem. It is a possibility. So obviously this video will be outdated and look ridiculous, but in the case that this is the last Metroid Prime 4 video I make before we see the game, damn, it's what's going through my mind at the moment is the excitement I had from 2017 when Metroid Prime 4 was announced, the big shock. I went into that E3 being like, yeah, we're going to see Metroid Prime 4 this year because, Federation Force ended on a cliffhanger. But to actually see the game get announced was just, it completely blew me away in words I can't describe to you. Obviously, Metroid Dread had the bigger reaction out of me, but that's because we saw gameplay. If we see gameplay of Prime 4, my reaction will probably be 10 times fold what that was. But no, that announcement, and then, anyone who's watched me since 2017, or since this channel rather, I've talked about Metroid Prime 4 so many times. I've done theory videos, I've done rumors and new speculation about when we could get news in the game. So obviously I was really excited about it, and when the delay came along, I was obviously, pretty depressed about that. I was really knocked down about the fact that Metroid Prime 4 was essentially twice as long away as what it would have been. But I understood it was in the best interest of the game, and I still believe that as well. I've no doubt in the end, the final product will absolutely be worth the wait, but obviously that was a really low point. So, and then with the teaser a couple of months ago, those are the three sort of moves, the motions we've gone through with Metroid Prime 4. The reveal, the delay, and that concept art. And now it's just a waiting game of when. Obviously, Metroid Prime Trilogy, it might come out and that'll obviously tire folks off. It would just be really strange if that gets released or gets a reveal and we don't see anything of Metroid Prime 4. If Metroid Prime is there, they have to show Prime 4. There's no way around it. They absolutely will. I might eat those words. I could be completely wrong, but it just wouldn't feel right, And that's not even coming from a place of like fanboy geeking out or whatever. Like that's just logically speaking, that doesn't make sense marketing wise. Those games kind of sort of market each other, if you will. It goes in tandem. So I imagine they will be revealed alongside one another. But yeah, I will talk a bit about Metroid Prime 4 a bit more in my predictions video, which will come out soon. As for now, I just wanted to make this just, I don't know what the purpose was here, whether to just sort of get myself in the mindset for the possibility that we're going to see the game. I suppose to psych myself up really was the point here, to mentally prepare myself, because you saw what that bloody teaser image did to me. The trailer for the game will wipe me out. And yeah, we probably won't see the game, and so this video will be redundant, but in the case that we do see the game, hey, at least I got ahead of the curve with this video, unlike what I did with Metroid Dread. The last video I did about Metroid Dread before it was announced was like 2 years previously, when I did a video saying that, it's possible we could see Metroid 5 on Switch. So it's nice knowing there's a possibility I could be closer to the mark this time, if that makes any sense. But anyways, this was just me throwing whatever was on my mind out there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. First of all, do you think we're going to see a Nintendo Direct? And do you think Metroid Prime 4 will be there? Are we finally going to see something of this game? Will it be a 1-minute teaser? Will it be a CG trailer? Will there be any gameplay? When's the game coming out? I want to hear everything you have to say down in the comment section below. And yeah, with that all said, thank you all for watching and please subscribe. Novus Corvius out.